The sex hormones, namely estrogen and testosterone, affect the brain, a fact widely known for many decades. Generally speaking, estrogen gets credit for things like learning and memory, while testosterone gets to claim sex drive. I'm drastically oversimplifying here, but my point is that hormones don't circulate solely below the neck. Rather, they have profound effects on the way we think. Because hormone levels rise during puberty, it is fair to say that their impact on the brain rises, too. This means that not only does testosterone captain the physical boy puberty ship, driving almost all of the body changes seen in adolescent guys short of hair growth and general greasiness, but it also impacts mood, behavior, and decision-making. None of this information is new. Here's what may surprise you, because it sure has surprised scientists over the past few years. Testosterone directly impacts the way the male brain is organized. It binds to neurons, the workhorse cells in the brain, and rewires them by stimulating growth of their long arms, called axons, prompting these same axons to grow new connections with certain adjacent neurons while terminating connections with others. Testosterone also drives the production of myelin, the fatty cell layer that insulates neurons, making them far more efficient. This combination of effects means that the very presence of testosterone causes neurons to make new connections and then build the infrastructure necessary to speed up the flow of information along those paths. It literally hardwires the brain. What's more, testosterone impacts certain parts of the brain with extra gusto. That's because these regions have more testosterone receptors, allowing them to better sense the presence of the hormone. The regions include the amygdala, generally considered the emotional epicenter of the brain, the hippocampus, which takes primary charge of memory, and the famous prefrontal cortex, known for planning, patience, and all-around emotional control. I will tell you that during adolescence, there isn't balance between the emotional part of the brain, which includes the amygdala and hippocampus, and the rational part, the prefrontal cortex. Even though there are extra testosterone receptors in both places, the emotional areas mature faster, so they are able to send and receive messages more quickly. This helps to explain why your teenager might behave in unpredictable or even impulsive ways from time to time. Or maybe it feels like all of the time. The hardwiring of the brain has everything to do with that, and it's covered in great detail in Chapter 5. I bring this up now, though, because it's important to give testosterone a shout-out in the mood department. When it comes to tween and teen girl moods, pretty much everyone, regardless of whether or not they have a daughter, feels free to talk about swings and pin the blame on estrogen as girls ping-pong from high to low, happy to sad, silly to serious. It isn't just their new spectrum of emotional responses that gets our collective attention, but also the dramatic shift between one extreme and another. Well, testosterone causes its own swings, and now there's science to prove that the brain exhibits corresponding physical changes, too. T is famous for triggering aggression and accompanying rage, but not everyone agrees that a direct line should be drawn here. In The Truth About Hormones, Vivian Perry describes a different path. Higher levels of testosterone are correlated with popularity, which can certainly be tethered to risk-taking, but not really to aggression. It's the deprivation of being low status, not testosterone itself, she argues, that drives a kid to be violent. An interesting theory. I hope more research will follow here. In fact, Studies repeatedly demonstrate that testosterone has an equally large impact, if not greater, depending upon the data, on risk-taking and depression as well. These swings create a triangle of anger, impulsivity, and sadness. Think it's not fun for you as the parent? Try being the adolescent guy with all of that going on in his head.